this and go straight down, trying not to touch the sides. And then we're going to go right into that compression fitting. And I've got the bag up here. And actually, I would have changed my gloves at one point here. Well, let me back up. So one thing, once this bottle, once we've got it set off to the side, and the system is open and empty of all sampling apparatus, this would be the time to clean the sampler. Okay, so it may not be the best idea to reuse that cap, because what's going to happen is we've taken the new cap and placed it over the sample, but now this is going to sit open for all that time. So we may want to get 2 sets of caps. So this, we've got our sample in the cooler or transport device. It's double bagged. This container is our new container, our new collection device, which is also double bagged. And we're going to clean the device. So one thing David mentioned deionized water, where it's have a squirt bottle with clean mercury, clean water, and you would clean this off, clean off the areas, clean underneath the pad here, because the pad makes contact with the funnel. So if this is contaminated with bird feces or whatever, because you could actually have birds land here when it is raining and defecate into the sample or whatever. So we want to make sure the pad is clean and the device all around and clean everything up. Then we would remove the new bottle, place the new cap on it, as mentioned before, kind of snake it in here like this, and then we're going to take the new funnel, avoid touching any sides, and then insert it into the compression fitting. Then we're going to raise our platform so that it supports it. We don't want the funnel to support the weight of the bottle, because as the bottle fills up, it's going to get heavier and it'll probably break free from that funnel. So we want to support it, and one thing we have are we've got these little blocks on here because it won't come up high enough. So we want to make sure that that is supporting the funnel, or supporting the weight of the sample. Then we would remove this bag from the top, and what we're going to do then is adjust this so that the funnel, we want it to rest on the lip of this chimney. So this is where we have to adjust the base so that, and it's not going to work here, by the way, because it's kind of cockeyed in here. But right here, if it was this high, we would have to come down, a centimeter or 2 with this lower base. So to reduce the height, we would turn it clockwise. To increase the height, we're going to turn it counterclockwise. So what we want it to do is we want it to be flush around the top of this. Okay, so in order for me to achieve that, I would have to remove it from the bottle, because right now that heater's kind of got it cockeyed like this. It's kind of tilted. Then we would, so everything's straight, we've got it adjusted, and we would tighten the compression fitting on that by holding that lower nut and then tightening the upper nut. So what it should look like on the top is more like that. Okay, where it's flush on the top. Okay? So visualize with me. Yes. So now we're ready for the end of our next collection, our sample collection. So we'll close this up. Well, first we turn the power back on, and then we watch the lid come over and seal the sample. So now again, we've started off with a pre-charged bottle that has 10 milliliters of 10% hydrochloric acid. I think that's what we agreed upon. It's in the SOP. So now we want to make sure the sampler's all cleaned up, ready to go. It's sealed on the top. We've got our other sample bottle, our cap, and our dirty funnel. So our dirty cap, our dirty funnel, and our clean sample with a new cap. We're going to transport that back to the lab. We're going to weigh the sample bottle to the nearest 1/10 of a gram, I believe. And then we're going to mix the bottle. We want to make sure that the aliquot is homogenized. If there are particles in the bottle, we want it to be, those particles to be suspended so that when we subsample that into these smaller bottles, that it's representative of that. Okay? So we would go back to the lab, we would weigh our bottle, write down the full weight on the MOF form, which is the Mercury Observation Form or something like that. It's the form in the SOP. Then we would shake the bottle. You don't have to shake it like crazy, just invert it a few times, and then decant it. Again, now we're still worried about contamination, so we should be gloved at this time. And then, so we're going to decant it into this container, this sub-aliquot container that will then get bagged. It's already acidified because we had the pre-charge in it. It will get double bagged and then shipped to Guayran. Then for the other devices, so we've got a dirty funnel, a dirty cap, and a dirty bottle, a used bottle. We're then going to acid wash those as we outlined in the SOP.
We could sprinkle some water so that we could check with them.
For me to...
The sensor, we sprinkle small water so that we check the wet and dry. Sensor, we could do that.
Even if we got this all wet, it's not going to work.
No, the sensor for this wet and dry. You
This
just
one?
sprinkle some water and then we check whether it moves.
Well, this one, no, this one, I don't know if it would work. I suppose it would.
Like the wet sampler for us in the position is that we sprinkle water on the sensor and then
resistance.
Yes.
it process. So we check.
Yeah.
We can check there.
The grid sensor is what we'd put the water on. So to activate this sensor, we have to like break the light beam, like my fingers here.
So how intense the rainfall should be for it to effectively work?
I believe, I don't know that. I won't open with fog, but I believe it will open with a swarm of bugs.
Correct.
So that's one problem with these sensors, is that if we've got a swarm of black flies or gnats here, and they're flying around this, it thinks it's raining. So
So the sensor would only open if there's too much water.